Hey guys, it's Joel, and welcome to another Save the Flavour movie review. I know it's been a long time since my last movie review, but I'm back, and I'm here to review It Chapter 2. Now, I'm completely against spoilers for movies, and horror trailers are the worst for it. I'm so against spoilers for this movie in particular, I'm not going to talk over this movie's trailer. I'm going to talk over its predecessor's trailer, 2017's It Chapter 1. Now, as I haven't done a review on 2017's It, you wouldn't know how I feel about it. Well, I fucking loved it. It was amazing. Went in expecting nothing, came out loving it. The characters are great. The updated setting from the 50s to the 80s was an awesome choice. Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise was worth the price of admission alone. Very straightforward. I think majority of people like that one. Now on to the sequel. Like I said, I'll keep it spoiler free. I'll give a brief rundown of the plot, then talk about how the movie was. Now, the film opens in the modern day. We've left the 80s and we've jumped 27 years later. All the kids from the Losers Club, aside from Mike, have now left Derry and gone on to have very successful careers and have completely forgotten about their past in that town. Mike was the lone man who stayed back to watch for when and if it happened to return. When strange things, murders obviously, I don't know if that's a spoiler, start happening again, Mike immediately knows it's returned and summons the Losers Club back to Derry to end Pennywise once and for all. That's the basic plot of the movie. With that out of the way, let's talk about how the movie was. Firstly, I just want to say this movie has zero fucks to give. You get a lot more scenes of Pennywise interacting with characters that aren't part of the main cast. It has a Game of Thrones feel, so no character is fucking safe. Just, like, at all. Like, who would have thought the franchise that opened with a clown killing a 6-year-old would have some balls, right? Spoilers if you haven't seen the first film. Bill Skarsgård once again does a fantastic job. Like, he is now the definitive version of Pennywise. All respect to Tim Curry from the original mini-series. He was fantastic, but they're very different Pennywises, and this is the one I'm just far more fond of. I love the eeriness of this one. The only difference with Pennywise this time around is he seems less menacing and more playful 27 years later. There's a lot of instances where he could have easily killed someone, but just fucked with them instead until they ran away. It's like he's finally gotten his favourite toys back, the kids from the first film who are now adults, and he's going to have some fun with them before he finally finishes them off. Now on to the Losers Club. It's been 27 years, obviously they're all played by new actors, adult actors now, but we still get some flashback scenes with the child actors, and they're just as foul-mouthed as ever. Hope that never changes. All the adult characters are done very well, with the only real letdown being, and I think this might be controversial in saying, but James McAvoy as Bill was a little bit of a letdown. It wasn't bad. It's just by his normal amazing standards. It was just a very flat performance. Like during the more emotional scenes, he was, again, very good. Just for the rest, he was a little flat and kind of forgettable. Didn't really affect the movie though. I still enjoyed it. The actor who played the adult version of Eddie, James Ransone, or however the fuck you say his name, Ransone, almost just looks like the previous actor literally just grew up into this guy. They look borderline identical, and that is just perfect casting. The new character that stole the show for me was Bill Hader as the adult version of Richie. I'd seriously see this movie again just for that character. Normally comedy doesn't work in a horror. Like, the jokes feel forced and don't really land. You can tell when they're trying to be funny and it just never works. Every time Bill Hader makes a joke, it fucking lands. This dude is hilarious. The editor really should have left some dead air between Hader's jokes and the next line of dialogue, because I'm sure I missed some important line of information because I was too busy laughing at what Hader had just said. I'm not saying this is a horror comedy, it's still straight horror, but those brief moments of comedy are incredible and just very memorable. Probably more memorable than some of the scary scenes, in all honesty. The scary moments as good as part ones? For the most part, I'd say yes. There are several scenes with an extremely tense atmosphere where Pennywise is not in his clown form, talking to a main character. The audience realise it's Pennywise in the scene, and you just slowly wait for that particular character to click in the terrifying situation they find themselves in. Of course, there's jump scares. Every horror film has to have a couple jump scares. I didn't have a problem with this one's. Like, the first one had jump scares. It's part of horror. But unlike a lot of other horror films, this film isn't reliant on them. It's more about putting its characters in seemingly hopeless, terrifying situations and keeping the audience on edge. It does that so fucking well, but particularly near the end. On to my grade. Overall, I love this film. It was scary, tense. Bill Skarsgård was great again. Bill Hader stole the show. Couldn't care that it was nearly 3 hours long. Like Endgame, it didn't really feel like it. I went in expecting to take a million bathroom breaks, didn't take one. I was just glued to the screen. I loved it. Is it as good as the first one? Probably not. The first one has a bit more charm to it. The pacing in this one was good, just I prefer the first one. It's such nitpicks separating these films because you put them together, you got, I'd say, near perfection. Never mind. It's 4 out of 5. Great movie, definitely recommend. Love it.